our last speaker, and if anybody else wants to make any public comments, please file a form with the county clerk, Lirra Bishop.
You think it's really unfair that your sister was targeted, probably unfairly. My name's Lirra Bishop. I always forget to say that, from Paris. I don't think it's unfair to be asking tough questions, whether it's a paid volunteer of your staff or of Mormon bishops that are mythical or anonymous pamphlets that we don't know the origin of. I did call your office yesterday. Rose answered the phone at 12:11 p.m. She transferred me to Vern, your chief of staff, and we talked before he hung up on me. And he actually admitted that there was no specific Mormon bishop. He said that somebody brought it to your attention, but that it was on a news station from LA, but he didn't know which station. And then when I said, who brought it to your attention, he changed his story and said, well, you know, maybe the supervisor saw it on the TV himself. So there's another changing story. Then I said, you know, it really concerns me because the anonymous pamphlet, nobody knows where that came from either, but Ordinance 884 is now law in Riverside County, unincorporated. Did you know where the pamphlet came from, Ms. Walls? No?
It's your time to comment.
Yeah, every time a question is asked, you know, you interrupt.
It's your time to comment, and if we choose to respond, we will, Ms.
Right, yeah.
You're time right now.
Let's see. I asked him specifically, I asked Vern specifically, was the pamphlet mailed? He said, no, it was not mailed. I asked him, was it handed to him? He said, no, it was not handed to me. And then he said, the supervisor just showed up with it. So the question is, who gave it to you, Mr. Stone? There's no mythical Mormon, well, actually, there is a mythical Mormon bishop. There's no specific Mormon bishop that this ordinance would help. There's no origin or validity to the anonymous pamphlet that you on December the 9th said that this is the reason why this ordinance was brought. Why will you not answer the question as to who gave you the pamphlet on anonymous? When Tommy Davis, the spokesman for the Church of Scientology, admitted that absolutely the Church of Scientology was involved in compiling that pamphlet. Silence is deafening. Did you guys know?
Let me respond.
Please.
That pamphlet did not influence my vote, nor did the Scientology testimony for or against by anonymous. I think 30 feet from a residence is reasonable protection for everyone in this county. Cities have that ordinance. We adopted it. And I don't know why you keep trying to make a straw man, a boogeyman, out of the anonymous group or the Scientology group. I'm just responding. You asked a question, and I'm answering. The materials that you're talking about have no relationship to the ordinance we passed.
Well, then why did Mr. Stone, why did you say that that pamphlet was the reason for bringing the ordinance? You said it on December the 9th.
Time is up. Thank you. If anybody in the public
Mr. Chair, just a comment.
One sec, Mr. Buster. If anybody wants to know the origin of the public websites that compiled that brochure package that I distributed and was commenting about in the meeting, you're welcome to call my Chief of Staff, Vern Lauritsen. He will give you the address of every page that was in that pamphlet that is public information, hateful information by a group called Anonymous. Supervisor Buster?
No, it's interesting that the coincidence of the implementation or the effective date of our ordinance coincided with busloads of protesters going to the homes of AIG executives. And I thought, I wonder if we have an AIG executive that lives or vacations in our county. Because if we did, and we may, and as I pointed out several meetings ago, we may have some other financial scammers in the near future or in the distant future that people are concerned about and want to go out to their homes. Maybe investors that lost all their money want to protest. But if we did have some AIG people living here, and those protesters came out, they would probably be limited from leaving, as I saw in the news articles, notices in and around mailboxes, and they would have to be very careful about measuring the distance that they got from wherever the property line happened to be. It looked to me, though, that most of the AIG investors' homes that I saw in the news were more than 300 feet back of their own property lines. So this is a live issue, and it may still touch Riverside County.
Thank you, Supervisor. Our last speaker, unless anybody else wishes to address the board, is Julie Waltz. You have 3 minutes.
Good morning. By successfully ramrodding Ordinance 884 through for one special interest group, you have closed the door to residential targeted picketing. However, residential targeted picketing, after 8.5 months of targeting the residents of twice convicted sex offender David Allen Dokich, 3 new state laws that provided greater oversight of sex offenders were enacted. Jessica's Law was enacted. The voice of the people were heard. Together, we the people made a difference. Supervisor Stone, you proudly joined in the targeting the residents of Dokich, or were you there to be seen by the media and add padding to your political career? Residential targeted picketing was acceptable in 2005. Today, 2009, it's the success of ramrodding Ordinance 884 for no legitimate reason, just for one special interest group. December 9, 2009, Supervisor Stone publicly stated the 50-page anonymous pamphlet was the reason for introducing the Ordinance 884. Anybody who wanted to view the pamphlet was welcome. I decided to take you up on that offer March 20th, 09. I went to the clerk of the board to view the pamphlet. The clerk of the board stated there were no copies available for public viewing. Supervisor Stone, you failed to introduce this into public records. As per your Chief of Staff, Vern Larson, the only copy that was available was given to the media outlet. He didn't know which one, but thought it was KESQ Channel 3 Palm Springs. Perhaps it was investigative reporter Mr. Nathan Baca, a politician who used a 50-page document to successfully ramrod Ordinance 884 through the original and only copy. Why didn't he keep it? December 9th, Supervisor Ashley said, I wouldn't want people in front of my house waving. The protest in front of Supervisor Tavaloni's March 16th, 2008, in the press enterprise you stated it wouldn't do anything good. One thing I don't do is back down to intimidation. It closes my mind to their issues. As members of the voting public, I would like to believe that your vote to ramrod ordinance through was not influenced by personal experience or of targeted picketing. What if I'm going to skip that. I demand once more that the repealing of Ordinance 884. And yes, Mr. Stone, congratulations for your campaign for State Senate. If you're elected, have you thought about how you will answer questions to your constituents at the state level, because you can't answer them at the county level? Please don't discard the California Constitution like you have the United States of America Constitution.
Thank you, Ms. Bishop. We're going to adjourn the closed session now. Have a nice afternoon.
Yours. Oh. I'm sorry. Thank you.